Today we're taking a look at these NCAAF matches, which are happening on October 28, 2022, and giving you match breakdowns, betting tips and predictions in general on these games. Welcome back to High Stakes, let's get straight into it. Also, don't forget to subscribe and push that notification bell to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos. And if you would like more betting tips and predictions, then check out our Patreon in the link down below. Our new Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. Multiple plans are available for each and every one of you. By becoming a member of the High Stakes Patreon, you will have access to our best team picks, total picks, parlay picks and much more. Stop wasting hours of your time searching for bad betting predictions that ends up costing you a lot of time and money. Join the High Stakes Patreon now and get the best betting picks. BYU vs East Carolina. The East Carolina Pirates have now won 3 of their last 4 games, as they are trending in the correct direction. They also dismantled the UCF Knights last week, as they will look to stay hot in this game. On offense, the Pirates are scoring 33.3 points per game and averaging 472.6 total yards. This is the 40th most points scored per game and the 21st most yards. They have shown that they can consistently move the ball up and down the field. They are averaging 309.3 passing yards per game, which is the 16th most in the nation. They will start Holton Ahlers at quarterback, as he has thrown for 2,435 yards this season and 18 touchdowns. Isaiah Winstead is also the leading receiver for this team, as he is averaging 13.7 yards per catch, and he has scored 3 touchdowns this season. Aku has also shown that they can move the ball on the ground. They are averaging 163.4 yards per game, which is the 60th most in the country. They have leaned on their passing attack this season, but they still can run the rock. Keaton Mitchell has been the leading back for the Pirates this season, as he has scored 8 touchdowns and run for 587 yards. Last week, he ran for 105 yards and 2 touchdowns. The BYU Cougars have now lost 3 straight games, as Notre Dame, Arkansas, and Liberty took it to them. They will now look to bounce back at home in this one. On offense, the Cougars are scoring 30.1 points per game, and they are averaging 404.9 total yards. This is the 64th most points scored and the 66th most yards averaged per game. They have shown that they can successfully move the ball through the air, as they are averaging 266.1 passing yards per game. Christopher Brooks has been BYU's top back, as he has run for 463 yards this season and scored 5 touchdowns. I will be taking the East Carolina Pirates +3 in this matchup against the Cougars, as I see BYU trending in the wrong direction. They have now lost 3 games in a row, and I don't see their defense being good enough to slow down the Pirates. BYU is currently allowing the 109th most points per game and the 106th most total yards. They have been horrible against the run, as I see the Pirates running backs having big games in this one. The Cougars are still giving up 203.4 rushing yards per game, which is the 117th most. The Pirates are scoring the 40th most points per game, and they have consistently moved the ball on the offensive side of the field. They are averaging the 21st most total yards per game, as they can move the ball on the ground or in the air. They are throwing for the 16th most passing yards per game and rushing for the 60th most. They will continue to move the ball on BYU's defense and score enough points to cover the spread in this game. Aku also shut down UCF last week, as they will be coming into this game with a ton of confidence. BYU has now lost 3 straight games, and they don't look to be getting any better. The Pirates are trending in the correct direction, and I see their secondary playing well enough to keep this game close. Pick the Aku Pirates and take the points, +3. The East Carolina Pirates and the BYU Cougars are supposed to score a bunch of points in this game. Looking at the quarterback play as of late, Holton Ahlers has 9 touchdown passes and 2 interceptions in his last 4 games, while Jaren Hall has thrown for 14 touchdowns and 2 interceptions in his previous 5 games, so both quarterbacks should dominate this game and get a bunch of chunk plays. Both defenses struggle against the run as well, so punts are going to be few and far between. These defenses have been struggling in their last 2 games, as East Carolina is allowing 29 points per game, while BYU is giving up a whopping 46.5 points per game. The over has hit in 10 of the last 12 Pirates games played on Friday, as well as in each of the previous 4 Cougars non-conference games, so go with over 62.5 points in this game. Louisiana Tech vs Florida International. Despite being down to their third-string quarterback on Saturday, the La Tech Bulldogs nearly pulled off the improbable before succumbing to Rice in overtime 42-41. After Rice opened the overtime with a touchdown and extra point, the Bulldogs matched their touchdown, but the 2-point conversion was tipped away, resulting in a heartbreaking defeat. The Bulldogs led the game by as many as 10 points in the second half, but would eventually lose both starting quarterback Parker McNeil and his backup Matthew Downing to injury. Third-string QB Landry Liddy showed true grit, coming in with just 37 seconds left in the game and throwing a touchdown pass to WR Cyrus Allen to cut the lead to 2 points. He followed that up with another play, an incredible one-handed catch by Tree Harris for the 2-point conversion to force overtime. La Tech finished with 373 total yards on offense, and the 3 quarterbacks combined to go 20 of 37 for 229 yards, with 5 touchdowns and 1 interception. The team was just 4 of 17 in third-down conversions. Louisiana Tech has not been very good statistically on either side of the ball. They are ranked just 62nd in the country in scoring offense thus far in the season. They have just the 126th rushing offense in the country, but do have the 17th ranked passing offense. Without much of a running game, the Bulldogs have not been very effective with their red zone offense. La Tech has the 104th ranked offense in the country. Louisiana Tech has also not been very protective of the ball, despite a 3-1 turnover advantage against Rice. They are currently ranked 90th in turnover differential. The Bulldogs have been even less effective on the defensive end, ranking 130th in scoring defense. They are last in the country in run defense and ranked just 70th in the country against the pass. Finally, the Bulldogs are fairly welcoming to their opponents in the red zone, ranking just 90th in red zone defense. After scoring a touchdown on each of their first 4 possessions, the FU football team jumped out to a 27-0 lead by halftime and cruised to a 34-15 road victory over Charlotte. The win improved the Panthers to 3-4 overall and 1-2 in Conference USA on the season. It was an impressive victory for an FU team that came in struggling on the road. The Panthers' defense was stout, particularly in the first half, as they held the Charlotte offense to just 100 yards in the first half. They forced 3 turnovers in the game to give the Panthers quality field position. Charlotte had 337 yards of total offense and was held to just 5 of 14 on third down. They had 9 tackles for loss and 5 sacks in the upset win. The Panthers, like Louisiana Tech, have not fared well statistically this season. FU is ranked just 124th in the country in scoring offense. FU has been a bit more effective than the Bulldogs at protecting the football, ranking 56th in turnover efficiency. FU is ranked just 104th in scoring defense on the season thus far. They are ranked a respectable 44th in the country in rushing defense, but 93rd in passing defense. They are tied with La Tech in red zone defensive efficiency, ranking 90th in the country. La Tech comes into this matchup with some uncertainty at quarterback. While Liddy performed well in an emergency spot, he has not started a game in his career. He can have success against an FU defense that has struggled against the pass, but is coming off its best performance of the season. The Bulldogs are 0-4 on the road this season and are nearly as bad as FU on defense. Both teams are below average both scoring in the red zone and defending in the red zone, among the worst 2 teams in those categories in the country. Ultimately, I'm going to lean on the turnover, and FU is far more efficient with the ball than the Bulldogs, ranked 90th in the country in turnover differential. La Tech's 130th ranked scoring defense will let up more than enough points for FU to win this game outright, and certainly enough for the Panthers to cover this line. Take FU with the points, +7. Neither defense has been good throughout the previous 5 games, as Louisiana Tech is allowing 41.2 points per game, while Florida International is giving up 31.6 points per game so far. This Bulldogs offense did not slow down a beat when Parker McNeil was forced out with a concussion, and he could play here potentially. However, even if he misses, their backup quarterbacks did well with 4 touchdown passes as a team, and with a full week of practice makes things better with getting some more chemistry with their offense. They will also stick to running the football. The over has hit in each of the last 7 Bulldogs conference games, as well as in 5 of the previous 7 Panthers Friday games, so go with over 58.5 points in this game.